Chapter 64, Pirates of the Edelweiss. The Edelweiss pirates came streaming out of a nearby alley, screaming, "Eternal war with the Hitler Youth!" The AA gun team was still reeling from Max's death, and we were slow to understand what was going on. The Edelweiss pirates were on us before we could think, attacking with clubs and broken bottles and daggers. The SRD had been conducting more and more raids on the cinemas and pool halls and pubs, where the Edelweiss pirates hung out all day, and this was their payback, attacking us when we least expected it, when the numbers were in their favor. "Sorry if it hurts, mates. Sorry we can't stay," they sang. "We're Edelweiss pirates and we're on our way. We march by banks of Ruhr and Rhine and smash the Hitler Youth in twine. Our song is freedom, love, and life. We're pirates of the Edelweiss." A boy hit me in the back with a table leg and I crumpled to the ground. It was the wake-up call I needed. My shock over Max's death washed away like blood under peroxide, replaced by the adrenaline rush of a fistfight. The pirate came at me again and I swept out a leg, knocking him to the ground. I threw myself on top of him before he could get up again, pinning the hand that held the table leg to the ground. He looked up at me in abject horror, probably because I was covered in Max's blood and guts. I used his momentary shock to crack a fist across his face and he passed out. As I climbed up off him, I was surprised to realize I recognized him. He was the boy who'd run off crying when he was kicked out of the Hitler Youth trials because of his asthma. All around me, the AA gun team was swarmed by the Edelweiss pirates. Like me, the rest of the Hitler Youth boys had started slow and wobbly, but just as quickly their weakness had been knocked out of them. They're fighting back with earnest now, many of them with their Hitler Youth daggers in hand. I snatched mine up from where I dropped it and checked my watch. 3:46? I was officially late, and I hadn't even left yet. Simon would be standing in the shadows of the alley, hoping not to be caught by a passing air raid patrol while he waited for me. I had to get to him. I threaded my way through the melee, stopping to defend myself against a boy with a broken bottle. I had just driven him off when I saw Fritz surrounded by 3 Edelweiss pirates. 2 of them had clubs, and the other had a knife. Fritz was doing everything I taught him to do in a fight. The right stance, right balance, right defensive position. But not even I could fend off 3 boys like that, especially if they were all a head taller than me, as they were to little Three Cheese's tall Fritz. If somebody didn't help him, he was going to get really hurt, maybe even killed. I glanced at my watch again and back at Fritz. Fritz, who hadn't talked to me in days. Fritz, who threw himself into pool halls looking for fights. Fritz, who was part of a secret mission to kill a Jewish scientist. Fritz, who had saved my life. I cursed in German and then in English and threw myself at the boy with the knife. I drove him headfirst into the paved street and he howled. Fritz had already gone after one of the other 2, ducking a swing from the boy's club and jabbing at his leg with his dagger. I ran at the remaining boy from the side, knocking him to the ground. He swung his club at me and it glanced off the side of my head. My temple exploded with pain. I put a hand to the throbbing, tender lump on my head and rolled away. The pirate twisted and raised his club to hit me again, but he screamed and jolted as if someone had stuck a cattle prod in his back. It was Fritz. He kicked the boy in the back again, and the pirate dropped his club and writhed in pain. Fritz reached down and helped me up. He didn't look as wild or bloodthirsty as he had when he'd led the pool hall raid or the attack on Air Professor Dr. Major Melker. He looked cold. Hard. The exploding bombs and AA guns, the evisceration of Max, the ambush of the Edelweiss pirates. This was war. We weren't playing games anymore, and we both knew it. "Thanks," I told him. "You too," he said. Fritz ran to help another Hitler Youth beset by the Edelweiss pirates, and I looked at my watch. 4:02. I was very, very late now. I ran.